Welcome and thank you for joining us today. My name is Maria Stutzmany Marquez and I serve as the Director of Graduate Admissions here at Mendoza College of Business at the University of Notre Dame. And it is a pleasure to be seated alongside my colleague and Brandon Erlacher, who leads the Masters of Science in Business Analytics, concentration in sports analytics. So thank you so much for being here today. I know that we're going to have a lot of fun in this conversation. This is an inaugural program that really has a lot of overlap here with the university and Mendoza's mission around business analytics, but then also we have a legacy of incredible sports outcomes. So thank you again so much. The first question that I have for you is really around your career evolution and what inspired you to take on a leadership role in this program.
Thank you. The pleasure is mine, really, and I'm so excited to be here today to talk about this inaugural program. Go Irish, right?
Right, absolutely.
Very excited about this upcoming season and what's going to happen soon. Interestingly, I came from the business world. So I came from a world of media. I ran media companies for a while and have also done a lot of consulting since then. So I'm one of those guys that helps figure out, using data, when do we pop a certain message, or when do we ask you to subscribe to something? So we spend a lot of time analyzing behavior, creating prediction models, deciding all sorts of different things based upon data. And then, of course, analyzing those outcomes so that we can create a better circumstance, not only for the companies, but also for the consumers themselves. In that time, I come from a long family of teachers. My uncle actually went to Notre Dame, and my parents, my aunts and uncles are all teachers in public schools very nearby. And I decided I might give it a shot. So I tried teaching 3 or 4 years ago here at Mendoza and fell in love with it immediately, and decided to come on full-time 3 years ago. So very excited to be part of the faculty here at Mendoza.
Thank you so much for being here and bringing the enthusiasm and also the legacy of a value of education throughout your family. I think that really does have an impact when you're working with students and understanding how education can really catalyze, right, those to their next step. So as you're thinking about this program and the curriculum and how it differentiates itself from maybe a more traditional path along business analytics, how has it been designed specifically for sports analytics?
Yeah, it's a great question, right? And so I was actually in the first MSBA that was launched by Mendoza back in 2015 in the Chicago program. And that was designed for working professionals, so we could, start to flex our own analytics and really get into it. And from there, Mendoza has invested, obviously, in the residential program. This is just a natural next evolution in that step, and where we're going, hey, you think of zeitgeist or when the time is right. Notre Dame has this legacy of sports. It also has one of the best business schools in the country. And placing those two pieces together right now, where we see this rise in the need for analytics, is so very important. And so the sports analytics program was born, and it's very much like the other MSBAs. In fact, someone in the sports analytics program leaves with an MSBA. They have a Master's of Science in Business Analytics. They're able to work anywhere. They're not pigeonholed into working in sports. However, there's some benefits in having more of the exercises related to sports, and the capstones revolving around sports performance, human performance, and of course front of house operations with ticketing and marketing, et cetera. Sometimes it's easier to learn on subjects that you're comfortable with or have a passion for. And so for us, we take away the electives that you might have in some of the other programs, and we inject human performance analytics, machine learning for sports, and really a big focus on those sports capstones at the end.
Sounds very exciting and super well aligned with the university and the college altogether. So I'm wondering about the students and students who are compelled by sports analytics. What are you noticing in some of our candidates?
Yeah, great question. One other thing I forgot to mention with the last question was this sports analytics concentration, also we've adjusted the schedule. So we start in the summer, and that is a tip to those fifth-year athletes or those that are already in sports. And so they can come in and start in the summer, and then we end our classes by 1:45 every day during the fall and spring semesters, which allows them to do their other full-time job, sports, right?
Right.
And so that also works for those that aren't sports related. It gives them that balance between maybe a work life or other things that are important in their life and getting this new education. What we've noticed in this first cohort is we've seen some diversity. We've seen some people beyond Notre Dame come and join us here on campus. And we started late, albeit we really got going in April, May, when people were trying to figure out what to do. So this first cohort has more sports analytics focused people in it that are already used to sports or are currently playing in the fifth year cycle. What we're already seeing with applicants for next year is more of a balance. We're seeing people outside of that arena of sports that want to apply the prowess of data analytics to a sports-related career, or they're just very much into sports.
Yeah. And what are some of the aspirations for candidates who enter? Like, what would be their next step in, their career outcome, or, what does the curriculum provide for them?
Sure. Again, the curriculum does provide a standard MSBA, so they will leave with the Master's of Science in Business Analytics. They could go into consulting, working for any firm across the country, or they could work in energy. They could work in any industry they want because analytics are so big. Marketing, media, etc. But one of the bonuses that we have in this program is our relationships with sports teams and other industries that are related to sports. And so we're creating those connections as we go through guest speakers, through specialized data you can't get anywhere else, and through specialized actual business problems by sports businesses. And so those things provide a different sort of experience that will launch them into all sorts of careers, I'm sure. But from an aspirational standpoint, I have people in the current cohort that want to work for a sports team. I have people that want to get into consulting. I have people that want to do sports management. All sorts of different sorts of aspirations come from this. And we're going to help them make those connections as they work through this next year.
Sounds exciting. And honestly, the sports media and entertainment is such a huge industry in and of itself. So how does faculty support this mission?
Excellent. We have, look, we're at Notre Dame. We've got great faculty here, and they are animated, excited. Obviously, not only do they teach, but they do research. They help businesses, all of those things. One special faculty we have, and I'll say his name, Martin Barron, is really the heart and soul of the sports analytics, machine learning, human performance piece of this program. And he has extensive experience outside working in these fields, predicting injuries, et cetera. So we have a very talented base of people that care very much for those in the program. One of the big benefits of this program, since it's inaugural, I mean, we're going to take our time ramping. And so our faculty are going to have a better faculty to student ratio, which helps those students get the attention they need to really understand and apply these skills as they move forward.
This is wonderful. So I know we only have a few minutes here, so I just have a few more questions to ask. One of the questions that I have is really, is there any other part about the program, about the learning, about faculty, curriculum, or even beyond that we've not covered that you'd like to highlight?
I think that we've covered a great big deal part of this of that. What I would say, we also incorporate within the program some leadership elements. And experiential learning is also an important facet of what we're working through, obviously. But starting in orientation, we begin with some leadership elements and also team building elements. They're not the same, right? And so we want to have a holistic person as they end and leave this program. We don't want to just focus on, here are some skills, here's R, here's Python, here's how you make a machine learning model go, right? That's not our focus. We want them to be able to think, apply, learn after they leave. We're providing not only a basis of knowledge, but of leadership around that. And so as we select and bring in people and they apply, we want to think about how we can help them through that journey while they're with us and then afterwards. And we haven't really spoken about the Notre Dame network outside of here. One of the most amazing things about Notre Dame is that network, that alumni network. And in my personal life, being able to get into a business and speak with somebody just because of that proxy I have, that degree has been very helpful. Those joining this program can be part of that family as well.
Yeah, thank you for recognizing that. So if you could speak to what you're most proud of about the program thus far.
Yeah, very proud of our first cohort, those that have joined us, like I said, from across the country. It's been fun to have this initial diverse cohort join us. I'm very proud to say that they made it through the summer semester, and they're all still with us. We're getting ready to start up classes again in August, and very excited to see where that's going to take us. But they are very diverse. One person in our cohort has had data science in their background and came from a very math-centric undergraduate place. But we have others in the program that have come from a liberal arts education and had very little math. And the beautiful thing is through the talent of our faculty and the way we've structured the program, not starting on that same footing hasn't put anyone behind. And I'm very proud that we're able to take those that really have that passion for learning and that desire to get these skill sets and bring them to the same place.
Yeah, you're really speaking into this idea of access and opportunity and equity within the classroom, which is, I think, tried and true Notre Dame values. And yeah, so thank you for that. So any advice you would offer a candidate who's considering a program like this? What would you say?
I think I'd say a couple of things. Having been in these shoes before, sometimes you're like, what's a time commitment? What's it going to be like? I mean, there's a little bit of got to just grit and bear it, and it's gone before you know it. I mean, once you're in, you're done, right? So don't let that be something that scares you. And don't be scared if you aren't heavy quant, heavy math. I mean, we can help that. There are so many people that don't think they like math. And when we apply business cases to it, when we learn statistical methods, it becomes easier. And so don't be afraid just because you haven't been a math pro person before. And finally, as advice, I mean, just have fun with it. I'm a goofy kind of guy. You can see I wore a tie today.
You did.
I just run, follow your dreams. If this is something, I mean, the world is moving towards data. We're providing another way, another flavor for someone to come in and access a world of data. Come, join us, have some fun, and let's learn from another perception through the sports angle, and that can be useful.
Yeah, thank you so much for your insights. It's been really fun to be here with you
very
today.
Much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So for those of you out there who would like to learn more about the business analytics, sports analytics concentration, please reach out to us in admissions. We're standing by and look forward to learning more about you. Thank you so much. And again, thank you, Brandon.
Thank you.